You are entering a world of dungeons, a world of dragons, a world of ants, a world where destiny is defined by the dance of a 20-sided dice, a world where maths and storytelling had a baby, and that baby's name is chaos. Welcome to the world of
Dungeons and Comedians.
Welcome to Dungeons and Comedians. How are you all doing tonight? That is so great to hear. My name is Brendon Bennetts, and tonight I am not your dungeon master, but I am here. I'm like John the Baptist to the game master who will be joining us in just a moment. I didn't think I was going to start with a biblical reference, but there it is. If you have been to Dungeons and Comedians before, please make some noise now. So great to have you back. If you've never been to Dungeons and Comedians before, please make some noise now. Welcome along. Let me tell you what you can expect. In a moment, some comedians are going to come out. They have created some fantasy characters. Then our game master will come out. He has created a fantasy world, a whole adventure planned out. And then the players will ruin that world by doing whatever it is that they want to do. If we're unsure how something is going to play out, we will roll one of these 20-sided die. Generally, a higher number is better. That is really all there is to it. Tonight is a very special episode. We have collaborated with Garage Project to create a whole new adventure, new characters, a whole new world. So I think we should just meet our adventurers and get into things. So please, a big round of applause for our first adventurer, Tom Eason! Now, keep it going for our next adventurer, Krystal. And our next adventurer, Reylene Hilaga. And our final adventurer is James Kupa.
I don't know where to put it.
Welcome along, adventurers. It's so great to have you here. In addition to our adventurers and our game master who we're about to meet, of course, we also have a supporting team behind the scenes. So on the screen behind me, some images are already starting to appear. Those images are being drawn in real time by our Pictomancer, Andrew Kepple. A round of applause for Andrew. We also have, I hope, up in the box there, James, who will be controlling all of the lights and everything else. A round of applause for James. Yes. Now, I think when it comes to a dungeon master, a game master, you want someone who can bring a world to life, who can bring creatures to life. And so we have a game master tonight who is very much an expert in bringing creatures to life. In fact, you might have seen him quite recently where he brought to life the creature of Cocaine Bear in the movie Cocaine Bear. No! It's true.
It's true.
It's true. You come out and you think, he doesn't look like it, but it's him.
This is Cocaine Bear. But there's the man behind Cocaine.
So, please, a huge round of applause all the way from Wellington, our game master, Allan Henry!
Kia ora tātou te whānau. I'm Allan Henry. I'm from Wellington. I'm a thoroughly strange individual. My good friend Pete Gillespie asked me to collaborate with him, and he wanted to make some fantasy-themed beers, and then he wanted to tie a tabletop role-playing adventure to it, and then he thought, wouldn't it be great if for the launch party we just played that adventure so everyone got to see it, and then could download it from their website so they could play it with their friends. Brendon and I collaborated on this, so he had all the good ideas, and I just wrote stuff down to fill it out. But yes, I'm looking forward to playing this. This is the first time we've played this adventure. We played a number of adventures together. I'm very, very excited. Cool. Anything else I should do before we fly into this?
Does anyone have any questions?
Anyone have any questions? No? Good? Cool.
Tonight we are playing, rather than playing Dungeons and Dragons, the system, we're playing Pathfinder 2nd edition.
Yes, indeed.
It's very much like Dungeons and Dragons, but without the Wizards of the Coast.
You're not wrong. That's a really apt way to put it. For anyone who is very familiar with the Pathfinder system, right on. Welcome.
We're sorry.
Yeah, if we get things wrong. No, we didn't. But yes, we're going to fly our way through it and see how we go. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool?
Yeah.
Right on. Okie dokie. Well, everyone, welcome. Welcome to the descent into the dungeons of Dankness. Let's go. Okay, so the five of you, let's set the scene. The five of you have been traveling long, arduous days, and you find yourself arriving at the outskirts of the town of Lupholm, a picturesque valley fabled for the city that was built around a temple to the dwarven god of beer and celebration, Lupulus.
Hey!
Patron saint of Tom's character. The city of Lupholm is famous not only for the temple and the faith of the dwarven god of brews and good times, but also for the city that built itself around it. One of the main attractions of the city of Lupholm is the annual festival of Lupulus. And as the group of you arrive, he said, looking at his notes, quickly. As you arrive, he said, still looking. The day, here it is. So the festival itself, you arrive at the Grand Lupulus Festival, a vibrant celebration of beer, camaraderie, and the divine blessings of the beer god himself. As you enter the festival grounds, a wave of joyous energy washes over you, carried on the air by sounds of laughter, lively music, and the scent of mouth-watering food and freshly brewed ales. The festival grounds themselves sprawl out before you, alive with activity. Colourful tents and stalls line the streets, each adorned with banners displaying Lupulus's emblem, a frothy mug overflowing with golden ale. There are, in these lively stalls, skilled brewers proudly present their finest creations for you, ranging from crisp lagers to robust stouts, each enticing you to savour their distinct flavours. Around you, festival goers of all races and backgrounds revel in the festivities. Dwarves, clad in intricate brewing aprons, share animated tales of brewing triumphs, while gnomes dance playfully between the stalls, their eyes gleaming with mischievous delight. Elves and humans join hands in traditional dances, their laughter joining the chorus of merriment. Amidst the crowd, you spot the Ale Guardians, the clergy of the Temple of Lupulus, distinguished by their colourful garb adorned with symbols of the beer god. They move through offering blessings to brewers, performers, and festival goers alike. Their presence infuses the air with a sense of sacredness, underscoring the spiritual essence of the festival itself. Nearby, you all spot the chief reveller, Cornelius Keg. Cornelius Keg. A large, joyous, dwarven man with bright red hair and an equally red beard, wearing a hat designed to look like an overflowing stein of ale. You see him standing and laughing as a group of nearby children try to throw marshmallows up into his hat. Across the yard from him, you see a lavish tent with fine elven drapery and a number of very stern-looking businessmen engaged in conversation with an exquisitely refined older elven woman. you spot a large gathering of children at a makeshift art station, drawing, painting, sculpting with glue and glitter and mud and sticks. Welcome, adventurers, to the Lupulus Festival, a place where joy knows no bounds, where the spirit of camaraderie unites all, and where the divine blessings of the beer god are felt in every sip, every laugh, and every heart-warming moment. May you revel in the festivities, raise your tankards high, and embrace the spirit of Lupulus in this wondrous celebration of life. Huzzah!
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 And a huzzah.
And a huzzah to you as well. Now, as you enter this festival, please, for the sake of our wonderful, wonderful friends in the audience as well as ourselves, please describe who you are and what would a person see when they look at you? Shall we go? Where should we start? We didn't figure this out.
Paper, scissors, rock.
That's James.
Okay. My character.
Good. Yep. And moving on.
You get it.
Yeah, we're getting it.
I am Dorga, the First, champion of the Cobblestone Arena, gladiatorial arena. I'm a celebrity, you may have heard of me. I'm here at the Lupulus Festival with my friends to have a good time. To also maybe get some more fans, spread my influence across the land. People everywhere will know who the Fist is. And that's me.
Nice, excellent. Yeah, Dorga, you enter in and a number of people immediately recognize you.
Does not surprise me.
Yeah. As your muscles ripple beneath your tunic and your shining amateur champion cobblestone belt gleams in the sunshine. A number of young kids run up to you. Excellent. And besides Dorga.
My name's Ansira.
You got this, it's great. This is great. I love it.
I am an elf, clearly. And I was a simple farmhand working in my beautiful cottage in the farm, in the forest.
The forest farm.
The forest farm.
The farm.
Until one day a massive monster hand completely destroyed my estate. And I have to change my job. So I'm now a ranger looking for monsters.
Yeah.
That's good. We can build from there. That's good. Yeah.
Thanks. I should have workshopped this before. I got the bag first.
Look, it's all canon. Whatever happens, it's canon.
Hello, my name is Thorius. I'm a gnome. And I was raised in an orphanage. But when I left that, I joined a pickpocketing gang. And then I just got hooked on picking pockets. Bigger and bigger pockets.
Easy to do when you're a gnome. They're all bigger.
That's right. Eventually I got caught picking a giant's pocket. And got sent to giant prison.
Oh, no.
I was there for a year until I worked out I could walk out through the keyhole. Anyway, Here I am at the festival, and I'm looking at all these pockets, and oh, come on, Thorius, you don't want to do this again. You don't want to go down this path again.
Great. That's awesome. No, that's awesome.
And that's my story.
Yeah, thank you, Thorius. Love it.
Hello, yes, I am Baraxis Stout Vein. The darkest of beers runs through my blood. I'm an acolyte of the Temple of Lupulus, this divinity figure that Alan has been talking about. And I believe that all good things come from the ale and the lager and the stout, and that I must spread this joy and this magic across the land. But part of my pilgrimage at the moment is to travel to every tavern. It came to me in a vision, it's real. You have to go to every tavern and inn and tap room in the whole land and sample every delicious, crisp beer. And so, of course, you'll find me at the Lupulus Festival. I must sample every single beverage on offer. Thus is my sacred duty. Oh, I'm a dwarf. So you have to, like, imagine you've got fantasy Photoshop in your brain, and you just grab the little thing and just push it down. And just go like that. Yeah. So this is the idea, but then also like
yeah. But you don't hold shift.
You don't hold shift.
So
this is a very niche jokes. Don't constrain the scale.
Don't constrain the scale.
Uncheck constrain scale. Click and drag down.
That's how the gods made dwarves.
Yeah.
Divine Photoshop.
Diagram, this is a comedy Venn diagram of Photoshop users, beer enjoyers, and D&D/Pathfinder players. You're welcome.
Oh, Christ. Hi, my name is Baron, and I'm just so excited to be around some cool friends. I know it's a bit confusing to see a human half-elf here, but here I am. I come from a big family of fighters and militia and soldiers, and I'm the youngest of all 10 siblings. 5 brothers, 5 sisters. I'm 11th, yeah. My parents say that they've got 10 kids. That's fine. It's so cool. I need to prove myself to them. So I'm on this adventure because I believe that for there to be peace in this world, there must be a death to all bullies. And so that means you're monsters and politicians. And some politicians, And yeah. And so you see me here with spirit, ready to fight, protect my friends, make some friends, and defeat bullies.
Nice, lovely. So, as the 5 of you make your way through the temple grounds, because we are essentially in a sort of an exploration scene, rather than asking for perception checks or insight checks, you are free to declare what you think your character might do for the scene. And then basically what I do is I do a secret roll, and then should that secret roll be less than any of your chosen actions, I will let you know if you discover or encounter anything as you are making your way through the festival. You don't have to pick a skill, you can just enjoy yourself if you like, but just so you are aware of how this whole perception vibe works. Also edification for anyone out there who may not know.
Edification.
So, is there anything specific you think you might be doing? I think we got an idea of what Glorious might be doing.
I'd like to beeline for what looks like the second best beer. I want to save the first best for later. But what do I think would be the second best?
The second best, you've heard good things from the... I mean, obviously, there's the owner and proprietor of the Brewers Guild Hall.
Yes.
Who is another dwarven man named Chorus. But you've also heard some interesting whispers coming from the Frothy Mug Tavern, which is owned and run by Philomena Stoutheart. Again, another dwarf.
Yes.
And there is some contention around whose beer is best.
Oh, I will figure it out. Mug by mug.
Mug by mug. Okay, sure. All right. So yeah, let's say you head over towards the Brewers Guild Hall.
Okay.
Excellent. So while Baraxis marches towards that, you can already see that they are starting to, Dorga, you notice this especially, they're starting to set up some of the games and challenges that will test an adventurer's skill or prowess. And many wonderful prizes are on offer. Not just wonderfully enchanted items, but also renown, pride.
I'm with the children.
There are a number of children, yeah. You are. There are some kids around you, like, blatantly asking. There's one 2 kids are asking for your autograph. They're running up
come
like,
over
oh my
here."
God, it's you. One kid, you notice, looks is a little half-orc boy. He has, like, disheveled clothes, a cheese cutter hat, and he walks up, and instead of asking for a autograph, he actually, you see he has, like, a stack of parchment under his arm, and he whips one out and hands it to you, and just says, "Excuse me, sir, you look like you've been lots of places. Have you seen my friend?" And he hands you a hand-drawn picture, what you assume is him, holding the hands of a large creature with a big, big smile that just says, Chunk, lost friend, spelled F-R-E-N-D.
Oh, little boy, little newsie. I have not seen this Chunk man, but I will keep this, and if I see Chunk, I will bring him back to you.
He's like, "Thanks, I knew you could do it. Thanks very much." And he runs off and trips over, but he gets it.
I'm gonna say, "Children, come and watch me win all of the prizes."
They start running around.
Get over here.
Excellent. So while these two are happening, is there anything that
I
three of
think,
you are going?
Barrett, I am so excited to be here. I want to look for friends, but I also want to just keep an eye out for anyone who looks mean.
Ooh.
Yeah, someone who has bad intentions to maybe ruin this event.
Just bad vibes.
Yeah, bad vibes, man.
There are a few people that look stern and look possibly like they look authoritative. There is, you notice one dude.
One
dude. Looks like a very stout, bare-chested dwarven man.
No.
It's not Baraxis, which is weird.
Oh, crazy.
No, his hair has been slicked back and tied into a ponytail, and he's got like a little pointy goatee. Yeah, not the luscious blonde of Baraxis. And he's standing with an obvious group of cronies. And as you head past, you can hear him blatantly being like, "Just you wait! Everyone's going to know the name of Wart Chiller. I will be the greatest champion of this festival. You watch me!" And you watch him as he like flexes, and his cronies are like, a number of people near him are like,
Well, I haven't seen evidence yet of him doing harm to others, so I'll just keep an eye on him.
Great. Yep. Excellent. Yeah.
Can I go? Chiller, you son of a bitch.
Definitely can. As you grab his arm, he's just like, "Dog got the fist." You're getting weird. They've got you pushing too many pencils.
Oh, get out of here!
And yeah, as you kind of storm off after the loud thunderclap of your arms clapping together, you kind of disengage, and he looks and he's like, "Today will be the day that I steal that belt from you, and everyone will know I am the strongest."
You can try, but I'm going to do the opposite of that. That's right, children. Back me up.
A number of the kids are just like,
You still got it!
and yeah, there's a moment where like you can see that Watchell is like,
It's okay, old friend. I'll see you in the arena.
he's like, "Yes, you will." He turns around.
Fist bump.
When you say do the opposite, does that mean he's going to like they just look
I don't
very
know, boss.
Man, it sounds like bad news.
Give him the clamps. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, you confidently head towards where they're setting up some of the events. Thorius, looking around.
Yeah.
Immediately, you can spot a number of looks like easy marks. People are drunk. People are distracted. But the Ale Guardians are everywhere.
Yeah, I turn to Ansira and say, "Ansira, you've got to help me. Oh, those pockets are looking so tempting."
You gotta just breathe in and breathe. No, you haven't. I didn't say breathe out yet, did I?
I'm always getting ahead of myself.
That's fine. You see, that getting ahead of yourself makes you start thinking about pickpocketing them pockets. You gotta be in the moment. So you breathe in And then you breathe out. And then you do it one more time. You breathe in. And you breathe out. Now, how are those pockets looking now?
What pockets?
Exactly. You're doing great.
All right.
Excellent. Nice.
We should find some kind of contest.
Oh, yeah?
So you head to a notice board which has got some of the challenges listed over the course of the festival. There are a number of all sorts of games. Games where you are required to balance on beer barrels whilst chugging beers the fastest without falling off. Ones where two teams compete to try and push a giant keg from one end of the field to the other while someone else is trying to stop them. You notice a number of engineers setting up catapults and aligning boulders to launch into kegs across a field. Just a giant version of beer pong with catapults. You see another person blindfolded hurling javelins at a target. You're not sure if that's a game or
Just some guy.
There are spots where you can do arm wrestling. There's spots where there's axe throwing. There's someone is holding a large, looks like a beautifully made warhammer and challenging people to hit a platform which launches a ball into the air to hit a target. There's also various arts and crafts. There's eating contests, drinking contests. The festival is alive with all sorts of opportunities. Is there anything specific you would like to do throughout the festival?
They all sound delightful, but
You're drinking, aren't you?
My God, you see. I have to drink in the drinking competition. I suppose I'll have a little tipple.
You gotta do it.
Yep, sweet. So heading to the brewers, the guild hall.
Yeah.
You head there and instantly people recognise your regalia and they're like, welcome brother, welcome to the guild hall. I assume you'll have the house special.
Of course, yes, sampling around the land, as is my pilgrimage.
Welcome, brother. It is good to have you. Yes. Please, as you enjoy, share some of your discoveries. And they pour you a sampler of 6 different beers in small cups as you settle down. Please make a lore roll for me, please.
Is this specific?
Yes.
This one here.
Yep.
Great. You're getting a +6 to a 9. I say modest 15.
15? Excellent. Okay, so you don't quite remember all of the discoveries you made on this trip. It's been a while.
Yeah.
The ones near the start have kind of become a blur.
Yeah.
But there are, you remember quite a few interesting discoveries about kinds of flavour of beer, different brewing processes.
The manure that you grow the hops in, if it's a mixture of chicken, you see, and owl beer. Chicken and owl beer. There's something in it gives you a bit of a spice.
Like,
I'm pretty sure.
That's it, like the other brewers there are like hastily taking notes, and you see them conferring like, owl beer. I didn't think about it. How would one person's like, how would you even find? I don't want to think about it. Yeah, awesome. The beer that you are given, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. Like, so far, the festival's living up to its name. You notice that this entire beer line, is the Cornelius kegs.
Okay.
Yeah. As you're sitting there sampling them, you can hear a number of people discussing things. Your perception is it's +8. It's not bad. You overhear some conversations. A couple of people are like, they're like, well, it's amazing. Like, honestly, before Cornelius arrived at the temple, the standard of the brews was average at best. It wasn't going anywhere, but he arrived and he's really reinvigorated them. Another person was like, well, that just goes to show it's good training, isn't it? It's all about the instruction at the temple. And someone else is like, I don't know if it is. I think he's got a gift. And various conversations to that nature.
This Cornelius character.
Nice, you are drinking. What are the rest of you engaging in?
Oh, my heart and soul says the beer pong.
Beer pong.
Beer pong. As you stride towards.
You want
This is the next 45 minutes of. Wow! I'm glad someone chose the beer pong.
So am I. only things I 3D printed.
Oh my
So they
God.
set up giant catapults for you to take your hand at. Now, because this is a skills challenge as well, if you feel like your character may have abilities that would give them some sort of advantage or bonus, please feel free to speak up. And if I believe you, then you will get to take a second shot, if you like. These things are pretty powerful, and I didn't really factor in the length of the table. So for those of you in the wings, yeah, be weird.
Oh yeah, here we go. You get
Should we have a test fire?
Yeah,
Test
okay.
fire?
3, 2,
Fire!
what?
Go!
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not going to be able to shoot you in the head. That one time.
Are we
the same team?
Well, yeah, you are welcome to. You're welcome to verse each other, or you're welcome to challenge another team if you like. What would you like to do?
We'll go on the same team. Against,
All the same team against another team?
Yes, provided by the audience.
I was just about to say. Because we have a team. So please select 3 from amongst you who you feel might, or do you all want to have a shot?
Baron, get in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
go on,
okay. So please select 3.
I want to show my strength.
May I have 3 volunteers from the audience, please? Anyone?
Oh, there's one
Yes.
at the back.
Straight out the back, yes, please. Yes, yes. Good. And then, yes, ma'am, with the grade. Excellent. So yeah, again, I never really tested these, so you may have to just tilt the catapult back to give yourself a bit of...
Oh, okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I could have the opposing team here. Yeah, and the other team here.
Yep. Which team am I in? That one.
Baron, you're in our team.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so now, I'm not sure how much you know of Pathfinder or D&D or tabletop RPGs, but please, what do you feel your team, what skills do you think they would use? Are you a team of humans? Are you dwarves?
Physics professor.
A physics professor,
And
yes.
you have intricate knowledge about the weight and the springiness of the things.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
James, we shouldn't have audience volunteers.
Highly intelligent, but dexterity might be.
Cool.
All right,
So here you go. Roll that d20. If it's 10 or higher, you get to go twice.
11.
11! Just, you bring out your little notepad and sketch it. All right.
The springiness looks like
Get my
about a
protractor
15.
out.
We haven't... Yeah, nice. Love it.
All right.
Yeah. Oh! Knocking over one is pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Bowling, not bowling. Oh.
Already snapped up for your teammates. I love it. Nice. Okay, so we'll go this side now. You guys get to fire back.
God, it's
You can tilt. Yeah, it launches it out and down. So
I realized I have no idea how to do that.
you're just gonna launch a ball into a cup.
Excellent.
Give it a little light.
Oh, give it.
Yeah, give it a little.
Make a stealth roll to see. Make a stealth roll to see if they notice.
Oh, maybe it's not my buddy.
16 plus Dorgar's stealth, which
It's over
is
here.
plus 2. Not bad. Not bad.
Seems taller, but I guess.
He's pretty. Yeah, he's pretty.
Wheels in a wagon.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Do I say skill to get 2, or do I just?
Yeah, use stealth. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Not even gonna look. Oh, all right.
So close.
Maybe look me.
That was almost good.
One more.
One more.
Yep.
All right. What else is there to do on a farm other than get drunk and play beer
And launch.
pong?
Yeah, launch rocks and catapults.
launch stuff. Okay. Here we go.
Too keen. Too much wheat bix.
Too much weight.
All right, this side, go. You're in. You can tilt it up to give it a bit more lift if you like.
Oh, yeah.
Put it on some fantasy coasters.
Oh, too powerful.
You do you, babes. Oh, not bad. All right, this side.
Go on.
You good?
All right, now, when I was in the orphanage,
Yes.
Every day.
flashing
12,
back.
12 hours a day.
Yep.
They would have us weave and rope.
Yep.
50 feet of rope. Why does everyone need 50 feet of rope?
There are a lot of like 40, 45 foot like levels. That's the standard unit of measurement.
So I look at the rope holding this together.
Yep.
And I think I can use my crafting.
Ah, very well.
Is that
Yeah,
all
make a
right?
crafting roll. Yeah, go for it.
It's +5.
7 plus 5. Oh, it's still above 10, so yeah, all right. All right.
Go, little one. Make us proud.
Breathing.
Remember,
Easy now, Glorious. Easy now. Easy now.
Oh, not bad. Okay, your turn.
Here we go.
So, Alan,
Yeah.
in the story,
Yeah.
can you paint a picture of what's actually happening as you
So as some locals from the town start like levering these things back and aligning it, you push a cart to obscure the fact that Dorgar and Thorius futz with the mechanics to try and get everything organised. There's every time one is launched, every time it misses, it just slams into the ground. One of them destroys a tent, and it does the classic like some guy comes out screaming about his cabbages. It's crazy. My cabbages!
I don't want to be involved in this kind of destruction. I'm a boring person, and so you have picked the best way to go, right?
Oh, yeah, go. Roll a d20 and see if it gets higher than 10.
Alright. Here we go. So higher than 10.
Yeah.
Okay. The quarry master.
The quarry master. Yeah, you specifically carved these stones.
And
Oh, a 6!
It's a
Not
6.
bad.
That's great. That's fine.
As far as you know, it's a really good rock.
Alright.
Yeah, a number of people are like, you can do it, this is great.
Not the cabbages.
Exactly.
I
So
take that.
you line up, you launch the rock, it flies straight up, and as it does, it just doesn't get enough momentum. It just drops straight into your own keg as it lands. There's a stunned silence as the crowd. There's a moment on mass. Everyone's like, "What?" Before everyone, "Ah!" People are running over to you, like handing you like big steins of beer. Your entire team has to like drink, and you scull them all. It's up to you whether you think your characters will get drunk on that much. But that's up to you. But yeah, so yeah, you group, you are kind of led away to like the winner's circle.
Wait, hold on a second.
Have you not had a shot? Disregard.
oh, cool.
Let's just retcon that none of that.
No, it's alright. I'm used to not getting picked. And it's alright.
Just twist the knife. Twist.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
She would get in there.
Really short to him.
She would get in there. Oh God.
Because
The smack talk from here.
Because
Oh gosh.
because I'm finally like picked and included in this sport. Like I'm not usually. Because of my brothers and sisters, but would that give me some more adrenaline and excitement?
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. Go for it.
Do I have to roll it?
Yes, you do. Do you have is your?
I'll take one of this one.
Yep. Okay, yep. 10.
10.
Brilliant. Perfect.
Okay, alright, here we go.
There you go.
Alright, I'll show mom and dad. Mom and dad.
Another carriage covered in beer.
Sorry.
One of the team members gets impaled.
I'm getting a fresh mug
Yep.
poured from a vendor,
Yep.
and then I turn around to watch, and then it gets completely destroyed.
Just as you turn, smash from behind you. Excellent. So they tally up the scores, and even though this team were the only ones that actually scored, you still are granted. You're granted the victory. But yeah, the group of you get. Thank you very much. Yep. If you're still interested, at the end of the show, come see me and I'll give you a prize. Also, in the intermission, these will be out there, so you can have a jam by yourselves if you want.
There we go.
Excellent. So,
Keep up the vapors.
I got the vapors.
so yes, as you finish this this challenge and you're brought to the winner's circle, each of you are presented with a winner's wreath, and Cornelius Kegg himself comes to you and is very, very, very pleased with you, and steps up. Cornelius himself congratulates you. Well done, my friends. Excellent show of skill. I loved it. Good. You must tell me how you forced the other team to score in their own barrels. I've never seen
psychological.
It's all up here.
I just told them my sob story and they got distracted.
Perfect. Excellent. We should take notes for next year. So he presents you with more. You get little like wreaths, and each of you gets a certificate.
Everyone gets a certificate.
Yeah, everyone.
Get a photo.
Yeah. Yeah, you get
Quick
the photo.
sketch.
Yeah. Someone's just like, oh, he's like, oh, you blinked. Yes, with as you do, Baraxis.
Aye.
He arrives to you and stands in front of you and says, "It's good to see a brother of the faith competing in this year's games.
Aye.
As a special award for you, I hand you this," and he presents to you a beautifully ornate tankard, drinking tankard, festooned with marks of lupulus, and around the bottom of it, in Dwarven, it reads, "The enchantment upon this vessel will grant untold bounty to its bearer."
Cornelius, this is dull. I cannot even. I dropped my tankard.
I saw it, but destroyed, yes.
Yeah, and so this is good. Thank you so much. I've tasted your flight.
Have you?
I've tasted your flight. You must tell me, what was the ratio of water to barley on the third one?
No,
because it had the bodiness. It had the body of. Sorry. Sorry to talk short.
I understand. No, it's fine. Part of the training here at the Temple of Lupulus will grant you that knowledge, should you wish to remain. But for now, my friends, please, if I could beg a moment of your time. And suddenly he becomes very, very clandestine.
What's that?
He guides you to a small tent off to the side. Secretive. Sorry, secretive.
Secretive but fancy.
That's perfect. Yes. Secretive but fancy. Yes.
Here he goes again. Fancy.
As you clandestinely head into a small tent, he ushers you in and closes the flap behind you.
I've never been ushered into a tent so clandestinely. Let me tell you.
He's like, well, you have a lot to learn.
Yes.
But he turns and says, "I apologize for the subterfuge, but this is a delicate matter. And it's a matter that I'd rather didn't sour the festivities. I will be honest. Something is amiss in the temple. I've had my Ale Guardians investigate, and they have not returned. I fear that it is more than we can handle, and what's worse, whatever malevolence is down there seems to be spreading. The main temple statue has stopped flowing."
The statue has stopped flowing.
Yes. The main statue of Lupulus in the temple contains one of his ever-flowing tankards.
Ever-flowing tankards.
Of course.
I should elucidate your followers. I apologize, sir. The temple itself houses a statue to Lupulus, which has an ever-flowing ale. The ale flows down into a fountain whereby followers and worshippers may fill their cup.
Well, that sounds amazing. I'd love to see it.
Well, good, excellent. I'm glad you agree. For some reason, however, the temple, the statue has stopped flowing. And I fear that if people start to cotton on that the Lord's chosen statue has stopped flowing, it may have effects for the rest of the town.
Sounds like a never-flowing chalice.
In all my years, never have I heard something so chilling to my core. But I fear you are right. If the ever-flowing tankard becomes the never-flowing tankard, what does that mean? What does it mean for our entire faith? What does it mean for the town?
The beer apocalypse.
Hush, brother, we mustn't speak of such dire poetry.
It has only come once before. Thousands of years.
Thousands of years ago. For a moment, both Cornelius and Varaxis are just overcome with like a Vietnam flash.
Kepple, hey!
Such a good soundtrack. Anyway, now.
Horrible war.
No, yeah. Let's be clear.
Incredible music.
Yeah.
Incredible music.
Terrible war.
Terrible war.
Horrible ending. Yeah. Fantastic soundtrack.
You should hear the shanties from the first Beer Apocalypse. Incredible shanties.
Incredible.
Horrific apocalypse.
Terrible end.
Shanties.
Yes. No, it's just, some of the best art comes from pain. Anyway, we're not. But I must entreat you. If you would investigate the temple, find out what is causing this. I also believe, and you see, notice that he's been wringing his hands and now his knuckles are white with tension. I believe my daughter has been taken by whatever or whoever is down there. Please, for the sake of my flock as well as my dear daughter, help us. Please. I offer you the keys to the entrance hall. Beyond the shrine in the main hall, there is normally an intricate locking system, but these keys will open the door for you.
Give me these keys.
Sorry, Boris have it.
Glorious, you took those keys so clandestinely.
Excellent, yes. You see, for a moment he's like, yes, these keys. Amazing. Your companions are very skilled. I have no doubt that you... Here, I'll give them back to you. I have no doubt that you will uncover what is happening down there and bring restitute to our pain and our suffering. Please, should you require any help from any of the Ale Guardians, show them this, and he hands you a little seal. It's an octagonal...
You mean this seal?
How did you do it? Yes, this very seal. Incredible. Show them this, and they will offer whatever aid they can. And then you see him like he moves to the tent flap and looks out, and then brings his head back in. Now, I also ask, please, if you could not mention your involvement to that snake, Martina Silverio. Her honeyed words belie a vile poison.
I'm sorry, we've just been having fun at the festival. We have no context for this ominousness. Ominousness.
He's like, let me show you. And he guides you to the door and points out. And he points to the lavish, elvish tent. Inside the lavish tent, you see beautiful rugs, cushions, elven servers offering plates of nibbles, pre-prandials. And pre-prandials are like a little snack you have before a meal. Or
Thank you.
And
it's like an entree, but fancy.
Yeah, entree, but fancy.
So yeah, fancy sequels. Okay.
In the center of the tent, near the back, you see a beautifully ornate throne, and upon that throne, seated an equally exquisite elven lady. She appears to be leaning sideways, conferring with a number of elven businessmen. And there's a moment where she, as they, you see her stop and look up towards your direction. You see Cornelius takes off his Stein hat and a number of marshmallows fall out. You see what I mean? She can't be trusted.
We will go and eat off her snacks. and maybe eavesdrop also some information.
I will use her toilet tent.
She does indeed have a toilet tent, yes.
I knew it.
Right on.
I'll stand guard while you guys are infiltrating the tent. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. I'm infiltrating the tent.
Okay, I'll stand guard. I'll make sure that nothing touches you.
That's like pooping, but fancy.
Now, this is a moment where I'd like to point out that in Pathfinder, at the start of every session, every character gets a hero point, which is essentially, if you're used to D&D, it's like inspiration. You can use a hero point to re-roll any D20 roll. You can also use a hero point to bring yourself back from being wounded and having the dying condition.
Oh.
So instead of risking a natural 20, you can just burn a hero point and come back to 1 hit point. Cool. But for excellent use of so-and-so but fancy, you all can have another hero point.
Oh, yeah.
This is great.
Okay, hero point.
As you are released from the small clandestine tent, you exit one way and Cornelius exits the other way. Just the flap opens and he's back to his usual self, laughing and meeting with revelers. He's got his hat back on. He's replaced some of the marshmallows.
He's doing the Lord's work.
He is indeed doing the Lord's work. And he heads off in the other direction. You go to the toilet tent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, there is a much smaller.
Click.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a small magical rune that you have to Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it goes halfway and you have to go did I go the wrong way? Yeah. But yes, you occupy the toilet tent. Mm-hmm. Cool. Make a strength test for me, please. For reasons.
Roll the poop.
That's a natural. Excellent. Cool.
Are you okay in there?
Yeah.
Hey, Dorgar.
So Dorgar, I'll leave the failure up to you can describe the failure however you want, but you try something and it fails horribly. Cool. So as Dorgar and Mirren, you're keeping
I'll try. I'll stand there.
You three sneak in to purloin some snacks.
My objective is the snacks.
Yep. Cool. They're like they are indeed snacks but fancy. Yeah. So they're very nice. You gather that you probably need to eat 1,000 of these to feel full.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. Good. Thorius and Sarah walking in. It's unmistakable. The elven kind of architecture. You've seen this before. Mm-hmm. There were certain items at your family home on the farm that held a lot of very important elven significance. They weren't by any means fancy, but what this woman, Martina Silverio, has in the tent is incredible, beautifully made.
Mm-hmm. I want to point it out. I'll distract. I was pointing it out. I was like, wonderful little knickknacks you got here.
Are you saying that to Martina Silverio?
Yes.
Yep. Excellent. Cool. Right on. So she, as you point that out, she leans back in her chair with a wry smile, and you see her just gesture to some of her courtiers around her, who vacate the space. They vacate the many lavish cushions around the foot of her seat. And she looks at you and she says, I suppose you could call them knickknacks. Yes, they carry some sort of sentimental value to me. And you see her, she extends a very respectful traditional elven greeting to you.
I'll give it right back.
Excellent.
Yeah. What's the sentiment to you?
Most of them are heirlooms from my family.
Mm-hmm.
We have been here in Lapholm for a long time. As you know, the Silverio family is the chief purchaser and purveyor of the lupulous ales. So it is in my own best interests to invest in the good of the city.
It's competitive around here?
Well, I dare say yes, but there is not as much competition when you have the most money.
What? Oh, goodness.
But competition is good. It breeds creativity. It means that there are chances for people to push beyond their own limits.
Now, between elf to elf, what do you think is the biggest competition?
Well, the temple... Are you okay, Dorian? That mention of a lot of money really got you, huh? The temple itself is obviously... a lot of people would assume that the temple creates the greatest ales. But I personally have seen stronger growth from the alehouse. Philomena has been doing some good work. And she is on a trajectory that will push her to greatness, I feel. I feel like the temple has hit a plateau. Cornelius was a bright spark, but I fear that his light is dimming.
Yeah,
The current range of beers have been average at best.
Yeah, talk more shit. I want to hear more.
It's like gossip, but fancier.
Yeah. You see her, she gestures to a spot beside her.
Put my head on her lap.
Yeah. Sweet, yeah, as you do, she places a very, very nice warm hand on the side of your head. She says,
Oh.
I saw your performance out there with the catapults. I was impressed.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would... This may be forward of me, but I would like to ask a favor.
Anything.
She's like, before she said, before you agree,
Okay.
I am willing to offer compensation. Very, very large compensation. And she points beside her as two of the Ale Guardians step back, and Thorius, you have never seen a wooden chest so laden with riches. You can see coins, you see precious jewels, you see beautifully made like items you can wear, necklaces.
Wow. That treasure chest just open. Anyone could just wander by. It's just fully out there. There's nothing.
You say that as like both the Ale Guardians just look at you.
Yeah. It's like you filled it so much that it can't close. It's all spilling out. Look, that gem, I bet that's worth about 500 gold. Just gleaming in the sunlight.
It is indeed. It's very impressive. I asked them to arrange it in a way that would make it seem so. I'm glad you noticed it.
These quail eggs.
Yes, those are quail eggs. But they are candied quail eggs.
Candy quail eggs on a little slice of gherkin, is it?
It is actually a special kind of fermented cheese made to look like a gherkin.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm my head out.
She basically says to you, Ansira, she says, I believe that something is amiss within the temple, and I believe Cornelius is to blame. I would ask you to venture in and discover what his secret is. Something is happening in there.
Yeah, something smells rotten, but maybe it's coming from the tent next door.
Hey, everybody! I infiltrated successfully.
From the
Solid snake.
from the outside, Marin, you come in. You hear a number of voices like, "Oh my God, what is that?" Someone else is like, "It's a maze! Don't breathe it in!" There's you see a number of medical professionals are rushing.
Dorga, I think you poisoned the whole tent. Let's go.
You can see a cleric is now arriving.
In the chaos.
Yes.
I'd like to nick a knick-knack.
Sure, and from the chest or from around?
From around.
Yeah, cool. Make a thievery check, please.
+9. 18.
18. Oh, good. Okay. So the perception roll that the guards made was an 8. So they do not see you. What you manage to purloin is a very nice. It looks like a metal box, a square metal box, about yay long, almost Exactly. You looks like there's some sort of clasp on it, and it opens. You're not sure what it is, though. Yep. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, the guards who were guarding the chest like look at you as you kind of wade in. Yeah, you. I don't know if you. Yeah, I don't know if you realize it, Doggo, but you are quite soiled. But yeah, a number of the patrons in the tent are just like they're like, what on earth is that? Oh my god!
Oh, what is this, quailing?
Yeah, one of the servers is just like, candied growling, sir.
Delicious.
Yes, it is. So, do you require some aid?
No, I'm fine.
And you see him, he's like, are you sure, sir, you don't require some aid?
Oh, you mean my poop? Yes, please, a changing tent would be great.
He's like, excellent. He leads you around to a changing tent, a smaller tent. It's got a little rune on the door. Yeah. Inside you find clothes that definitely will not fit you. Well, they won't fit you well, shall we say.
I put them on.
Yeah. Yeah, you look fantastic, by the way. They're very nice and fancy. They stretch, you know? Yeah.
Great. Can you see my tummy?
Yeah. You're basically wearing animal print leggings and a crop top.
Wow, you look so cool, Doggo. Wow, this is a new fashion?
Thank you. I think it's some kind of new look for me.
Wow, I love it.
Okay, a number of people, you walk past it, they swoon. Yeah, meanwhile, back in the tent, and Sarah. Lady Silverio says, so, do you agree?
Absolutely.
She's like, good. I sent a previous group of adventurers down there, and they have not returned. But as you are going down there, you may need this. And she pulls out a small locket in the shape of a feather, silver feather. She says, this... As it glints in the light, it's incredibly well made. She hands it to you. It's in the shape of a silver leaf, silver feather, but it looks like the interior of the feather along the the blinds of the feather.
Spleens.
The spleens, like lines but fancy. The spleens of the feather appear to be made of some sort of crystal that looks like they glow a little bit. She says, this is my family locket. We have an old history with the temple itself, and it will come in handy, I believe. Should you find the previous adventurers I sent down there, ideally I would appreciate if they came back safe, if they are in no position to do so. The trinkets and equipment that I gave them is yours.
Well, yeah. You're hot. I leave.
So you say that and leave. Make a perception check.
Wait, where is it?
Perception's up top.
Oh, thank you. 7 + 7, 14.
14. As you kind of notice that she, it looks like she smiles at you, but it looks like a pretty predatory smile.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 No.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like flirting but fancy. What have we started? You are free to venture around. You return from the changing tent. You have finished with your snacks. You've got the metal box. You are heading on out. Yep, with a nice new locket.
I hope people are following me.
Yep.
As I just keep walking.
Yep. So you walk out and head out into the festival.
Yes.
Excellent.
I catch up with Sierra and say, what did you find out, girl?
I may have got us a second job.
A second job? Wow, how lucky.
Yeah. With the opposition.
Ah, snap, that's a conflict of interest.
But the good news is, it's to do the same job.
Two birds in one stone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to go down to the place with the locks. Yeah. You still got it? Yeah, cool. All right. Well, where's
Right on.
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are.
It's Baraxis.
Looks like I stumbled in between. Looks like we're gonna be descending into the Dungeons and Dragons. And then
you wink to the camera. As there's a moment of free stream. Descend to Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So you make your way to the temple. Baraxis, you know the temple well.
I know this temple well.
The temple of Lupulus itself is actually an ancient temple that was discovered by the early dwarven settlers who came here and turned into a brewery. So part of the temple is actually a working brewery. Okay. Heading into the main hall. The main hall itself is your classic worshipper's temple. There are large relief carvings on the wall showing the divine god Lupulus himself, serving beer and joy to the masses. There are pews with worshippers with heads bowed in prayer. Some people look like they're possibly just taking a moment of reflection. One person is obviously drunk and unconscious and lying on one of the pews. A number of ale guardians stand around the edge. At the far end, you see the statue of Lupulus, standing triumphantly with a tankard in each hand and hovering just above his shoulder. An enchanted tankard sits. And Baraxis, you would know that this would be the ever-flowing tankard that would continuously spew forth ale into the fountain below. But it is dry. As you head further towards the statue, you notice, just beyond it, a set of large double doors. What would you like to do for me?
That's where they got to go.
Are you pointing at the statue or the doors?
It's like this.
I'll hold your hand. That's where we gotta go.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, so yeah, you head past the statue. As you head past it, the statue itself is incredibly well made. It looks, as you get closer, the stone it's carved of, it's carved in a way that it looks almost like his armor shimmers as you move. You could swear that the billowing locks of his hair are moving with some sort of invisible wind. All wind is invisible, who am I kidding? But as you head past to a large set of double doors, you notice the double doors themselves, large, wooden, imposing, bound with steel. At the top you see an insignia of the moon and several round panels on the door with lines and indentations in them. You also notice to the side of it a set of, not a set, but a keyhole. Yeah, sweet.
Oh, you got it.
Heading through, yeah. The doors open and you head into another antechamber. You are immediately hit with the smell of the process of beer making, he said, not actually knowing the actual process of how beer is made. It smells like beer is being made. Directly ahead of you, you can see it veers off to the right. And as you follow it round, you find yourself standing in a large circular room. At the end of one, at the far end from you, you can see a large, looks like a metal vat. There are two ladders leading to a platform above it. There is also a wooden disc which looks like scrolls of parchment spread over it and attached to the stone wall behind it. That's where you find yourselves. What would you like to do at the moment?
I would like to read the scrolls.
Excellent, yeah.
Yes.
So heading to the scrolls, immediately you can see recipes for different kinds of beer, notes on cooking times for various ingredients. On the walls, you notice that there are scrolls and drawings of designs for different shaped beer steins and cups and mugs and vessels.
Cool.
And that's kind of what you see there.
Nothing else? No secrets? No, this is the bad guy.
You could specifically look for some kind of secret if you like.
Like any code in there? Oh.
Yeah, sure. Do you have a skill? Do you think that might help with that?
If I...
For instance, it could be...
If I use my athletics and my eyes... Wow! Like, my eyes are really strong, and I open my eyes.
Your athletics of your eyes.
It's my highest skill.
I don't know. Is that gonna... Okay.
If I look hard enough.
Yep. So, yeah, make a roll. A natural 1.
Oh, you sprain your eyes.
Yeah. So you're
Oh,
yeah. You've got 2 hero points. You can re-roll it.
Thank you. I want to use a hero point.
Go for it. Yeah.
A voice in my head. Where do I just re-roll it? And
Yep.
9 plus 11.
11. Okay. Fantastic. 20. So, how do you athletically use your eyes?
Well, I take off my glasses.
The things that help you see better.
Oh, they're just for decoration. And I open my eyes really wide in front of it. And, before I go to sleep, I like to do this little routine where I, put a warm mask on my eyes so that it's all hydrated and stuff. And then when I wake up, it's all fresh.
Of course, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And then I do some eye exercises as well. So, at the, optometrist, they tell you to look there and then look there, look up, look down, roll your eyes. They're really strong.
There's muscles in there.
Yeah, there's
muscles, I'm sure.
Yeah, excellent. Nice. After a good eye workout, you start to notice a pattern with some of the drawings on the wall.
Oh.
You can see that it depicts the large metal vat at the end of the room.
Ah.
And there are arrows pointing into it. You see a picture of a large, like a long, possibly some sort of pole being inserted into the vat with
like
circular...
a straw or a stir?
Like a stirrer. There's circular lines. And then you notice at the end, it looks like they've drawn the liquid in some sort of... looks to be kind of... It looks like it's moving and kind of coming up.
Cool.
With a little star beside it.
It's like a little Augustus Gloop situation, all right, where he goes up the thing, I think.
Quickly, Marin.
What?
What do you nerd eyes see?
Well, I read a lot of books and I see a lot of scrolls, and it looks like they put... all this information is... She sees it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if her... thinking is good. So I'll just tell you what
Intelligence is 12. She's pretty savvy.
Yeah, okay, I'm smart. Yeah, I'll play that. It looks like they're mixing the liquid in that vat over there. I think.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Sweet, Dorga.
Check it out.
Up as you get to the top of the elevator, you notice the top of the vat is open. And sitting across the railing and also across part of the top of the vat is a large wooden pole. As you stare into the vat, you see at the bottom there's a kind of slowly churning, it's like a dark liquid. Smells good. Sweet.
There's a pole here.
Mix it.
Yeah, I want to pick up the pole.
Yep. As you start stirring at first it feels like you're stirring caramel. Yeah?
It's so thick.
And then eventually the stirring gets easier and easier and easier to the point where you don't think you're stirring the water. It feels like the water's stirring you. And you look down, and what you see is that the liquid you're stirring is actually a water weird that turns up and moves itself so that the pole starts scratching its back, and like a large kind of watery pitch just kind of and scratches itself against the pole. And as it does, it gives a happy kind of gurgle as it rises up. And like Moana looking at the ocean, it rises up and kind of leans towards you, and gives you a little headbutt. Oh! As it goes like, oh!
Good boy.
Yeah. Looking underneath it, now you see a rune on the bottom of the vat glow. You lot down on the floor see just beyond the vat a piece of the wall opens, revealing some sort of secret, almost clandestine room beyond. But yeah, after it gives you the headbutt and the scratch, it kind of swirls around the bottom.
Was that a creature?
I want to kill it.
Whoa. We don't know if it's mean yet. And Sarah?
It gave me a little boop.
Oh, that's friendly, right? There's no bad boops.
Breathe in. And out. Okay.
Nice.
We're going to go into the clandestine room.
Excellent. As you head in, the room itself is very, very dimly lit. The only light comes from the space behind you. But the room itself is very small. And after a while, those of you who can see in the dark, which I think is a few of you, notice this. Well, and Sarah can. And Sarah, as you head in, you notice that there is a small, looks like a cylindrical altar in the middle of the room. And getting close, running your hands along the edge, you feel indentations have been carved, and very quickly you realise it's elven.
Ooh.
and it's an elven bowl. The bowl is asking for light.
Does it seem strange to me that there's elven runes? Not being
Do you tell them it's elven?
Oh, I can also see in the dark.
Oh, can you?
But not being racist or nothing. But is it strange that there's elven runes in my head? I'm thinking. It is strange that there's elven runes in the.
It is very, very strange.
And Sarah, I don't want to be racist or nothing. It just seems a little strange that there's elven runes in the Temple Lupulus.
Why is it weird that there are elven runes in...
Look, I know you've got some kind of sugar mama situation going on. But, and I'm fine with it, so long as it's toward the means of Lupulus, which, let's be clear, happiness and drunkenness. What does it say in Elvish?
What does it say in Elvish?
It just simply says the vessel requires light.
Vessel requires light. I'm already taken off.
Don't put the light in there, cousin. Who knows? Oh, sheesh.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So you put the little necklace down.
Yeah.
Yeah. As it drops in, the fancy lines in the middle begin to glow, and as it does, you begin to feel some tremors in the room you're in, as the
The audience. Oh God! Something's burning.
The floor of the entire circular room begins to descend. Down and down and down into another space. And before long, you find yourselves standing on a circular platform with a cylindrical altar in the middle with a locket in the middle of it. In a much larger room. This room itself has many crates, barrels, boxes. Looks like a large storage room, and a number of you notice 4 intricately carved concrete pillars. What catches your eye, Baraxis, is a large door ahead of you, and written in both common and dwarven, the words, "Beer sluice, do not ride, especially you, Ezekiel."
Baraxis, that's why it was written in Elvish, because it's an elevator.
Yeah, and Dorgar died for some reason.
He died from bad puns.
Yeah, so that's what you have. You have an elevator, storage room.
Especially
Ezekiel.
Who is Ezekiel?
Some kind of bear sluice. It seems like it's daring us to ride it.
When you say
typically says "do not ride,"
sluice is like a kind of a water slide kind of.
Yeah, so a beer sluice. Yeah. So it's like you like. Do you open the doors, or are you having this conversation in the room?
I open the doors.
Sure. Like opening the doors, you can see what looks like a large platform that leads to 7 water slides.
7?
7. 7.
Guys, we got to do it.
About Dorgar just. Roll a d6.
D6.
Yep.
Cannonball. 5.
5. Cool. Okay. Write down 5 for me, please.
5.
What are the rest of you doing? Dorgar's just.
I got to do it as well. I got to go in.
Sure. Go for it.
Roll a d6.
Yeah. Roll a d6. Yep. 2. Okay. Anyone else going down the?
Before I go,
you don't have to dive in like these guys did.
I'm panicking for a second. I go, guys, we don't. It said the rule says do not go.
Really fun.
Oh, peer pressure again. Oh, all right, and I go.
Sure.
3.
3. Okay.
I go down.
Yep.
1.
Okay.
You said that there was like some crates and things around?
There are crates and boxes. Yeah.
Is there like a lid or something, or like part of a barrel? Or
there are some barrels that have been opened, or at least look like they're awaiting to be filled, and the lids are on the ground.
Right, I want to grab something that I can use as like
a sled.
As a sled. And bam!
Brilliant. Yep. Okay, man. Yeah. Roll a d6.
3.
3. Nice. Cool. So yeah, you both got a 3.
Yeah.
Excellent. So just like in the Goonies, if anyone's seen the Goonies, you the group of you are rocketed down these like part wooden, part stone water slides, basically just. It's dark. It's like it smells terrible. You're kind of bouncing around. Can I have everybody make a strength saving throw? As some of the corners are relatively not tight, but designed for hardy barrels to turn around.
Is this one of these?
Is it fortitude?
Oh, sorry, fortitude save. Thank you so much. Fortitude save in the middle there.
Heck yeah. 19.
Yep.
16.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
13.
24.
Okay, nice.
Hey, you guys!
Yeah. So, as the two of you rocket down, anyone who got above an 18 is fine. Anyone below an 18, those of you who got below 18, you are bounced around and you bang your head and scrape your elbows, and you take 4 points of damage as the group of you get spat out at the end. Dorgar and Mirren, you're fine. You kind of you kind of hit the ground and kind of.
Cool pose at the end.
Yeah. Excellent. So you land.
Radical.
You kind of. You guys kind of slide into sick poses as the three of you tumble out. And you as you get up, looking around, the first thing you notice are barrels. Broken barrels. Amidst the broken barrels, you see bodies. The bodies themselves are broken, some of them torn to pieces. There are parts of Adventurer everywhere. Looking around, you can see the remains of them and their equipment spatter the walls. And just ahead of you, a large form looks to be made out of green stone. The cracks in the stone look like they're oozing some sort of malevolent yellow goo. And as the creature rises up incredibly large in the room and turns towards you, and you see sunken yellow eyes gleaming, spotting all five of you as you've stumbled or been shunted into its lair. That's where we're going to take a break. Broken barrels, broken bodies, blood, gore, just absolute carnage everywhere, and at the head of it, a large, grotesque creature. As it rises up and turns towards you, looking at you with its evil yellow eyes. Dorgar, this creature looks familiar.
Do I know you?
As you do I know you? You think back to the picture. And the large friend looks very, very familiar.
You guys, this is Chunk.
As the creature lurches towards you, he sees the group of you and he's like, thieves, come to take from Chunk again. Never again. Never again. Right, as he does, you can see he brings his right foot up.
This is the no-cap magic we've been looking for.
And stomps it down onto one of the corpses, and as the corpse explodes, and you can see the corpse itself looked like it was clutching something, and as what's left of its arm rips off, you see flying to the wall something that looks like a bow. Weird. Thorius, as you gather yourself up from the floor, looking down, you see the silver box has been thrown from your coat and lies open. Within, you see a small cylindrical object. Looks like it's made of crystal or glass. And it's just sitting. The box is sitting open. As you reach out and touch it, it feels incredibly cold. But you grab it and hold it in your hand, and looking at it, you almost immediately see runes inscribed along it. Looks like it's some sort of, definitely an enchanted item of some kind. Possibly that one I've placed.
Is it?
So this creature starts lumbering towards you. Is there anything you want to do as it makes its way towards you?
I'm running for that boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sweet. Make an athletics check.
Oh, I'm going to use assurance.
Yes, because you have assurance.
I do in athletics.
Yes, which means you, instead of rolling a d20, you can just take a 10 and add your bonus.
Fantastic. So that'll be a 13. Oh, no, athletics 18.
18. Right on. So you just sprint for this bow. And as the leftover remains of the corpse splat against the far wall, you slide in and grab it and pick up. The bow itself looks like it's been made of twisted stone, and where parts of the stone have been almost chipped away, and it looks like a series of crystals have been socketed in the points where the stone was chipped away. And as you pick it up, you feel a numbness just streak through your arm and right into the kind of the backs of your teeth for a while. Yep. Nice.
I instinctively have the instinct that this wand could turn some terrain into icy terrain.
Yeah, possibly. So yeah. Do you try that?
Yeah, I want to freeze the ground under his feet.
Yeah, sure. You're like, all right, and point it as you do so. There's a beam of blue light just forms a sheet of ice. And flickering ice. And as the beast places one foot on it, loses its footing. Yeah, and kind of slips out and lands on one knee. And kind of has to hold onto the ground before it starts to try to get itself back up. So you've got yourself a bit more. My leg came off.
It's the Marge meme.
So as it starts kind of gathering itself up, getting closer towards you, is there anything the others want to do?
I want to run in front of the group and to protect my friends behind me, but also I want to speak to this creature because I haven't seen him do anything wrong yet. I mean, these bodies might not be his victims.
Might not be his.
I want to make sure there's proof of bully behavior before I attack it. So I've got my hand on my longsword and say, dear strong one, please, we're not thieves. We're not here to hurt you.
Right on, yeah. Cool. Are you making some sort of a deception roll or?
I want to make him stand down.
Can I help? Can I help her?
Yes, you can, because you can take the aid action.
Yes.
And because you are a gladiator, you can use performance for your aid as opposed to any sort of technical skill.
Yeah.
Well, performance is a technical skill.
Yeah,
I want to go.
A piece of the roof as a sunlight.
I said, junk. Listen. Sun's getting real low, buddy. Sun's getting real low. And then I hold out the pictures we're here from your friend, your little newsy friend. He was selling newspapers. And he said, have you seen my friend Chunk? And there you are. Look at you, big boy.
There's a moment where Chunk sees you reach out your hand and kind of snarls and recoils for a bit, and then as you hold up the picture, there's the snarl changes, and you see a moment where the yellow glow in his eyes dulls for a moment, and he looks at the picture, and as he reaches out for it, you see him. He says, "Dino," and takes the picture. And you see him, he holds it. And there's a moment where he's like, Dino. Dino is my friend.
Dino is looking for you. He misses you.
And you see there's a moment where Chunk looks around and sees his eyes go blue. And he sees the carnage around himself and he sits. And just stares as he goes into a perfect side split. As Chunk sits side saddle.
Just a second. Just give me a minute. I dislocated my leg before on the ice.
He sits and stares at the picture. And just looks to be lost in it, taking his time.
Chunk, what's going on in the depths of this temple? What foul magic, maybe from elves, maybe from someone else. I said maybe. What has befallen the temple?
As he looks at you and says, "Fantasy racism." No. So as Chunk, the barley troll, sits and looks at you, he says, "Not elves. Something else in my mind."
Dwarves?
Oh, formless shadow, claws, eyes, tells us to kill, bring life. And you see, he looks in so much pain now. You're not sure if it's pain from the realization of what he's done or the effects of whatever is going on with him. And you see that as he's sitting there, starting to come back to himself, the glowing yellow cracks in his skin begin to almost seep out like a grotesque yellow hazy mist that falls down and starts to blanket the area around him.
Bless you.
As someone sneezes. One of the corpses. Achoo! No. So he sits there, and as he drops down, you notice behind him another set of doors. Very ornate and very different from any of the doors you've seen. In fact, this room itself, the make of this room, looks nothing like the Temple of Lupulis. But Axis, you recognize it as something much older. Much, much older than the temple. But there's a door behind Chunk, and the mist, the horrible hazy mist that's leaking from his body, as it filters out, it begins to coalesce and starts to flow to the door behind him and through the doorway.
And Sarah, we must put these petty differences aside. Both you and I, and fight against something even deeper. Claws and shadow, you heard them. It's not the elves, is what I'm saying. And I was wrong, and I admit that. And sometimes I think about the way I was brought up and implanted with these ideas. And that's no excuse. On we go as friends and adventurers. I've had about 15 to 25 beers, okay?
As he's talking, I'm going to gently, scoot him along on the ice.
Yeah.
And my father, he'd always said, and I won't repeat it because it's not useful, but I love you. I love you and Sarah like a sister.
Brilliant. Nice.
That's nice.
So as you're heading out, Dorgar, as you pass by Chunk and you're all heading towards the door, Dorgar, you feel a presence push against the back of your mind. Oh. I need you to make a will save for me, please.
Oh boy.
Will save.
Yes, will save.
Willie save.
Won't you save?
It's 8 plus 7.
Yep. Good. Quick math, that's a... Excellent. Good, I'm glad we've all you all. So, There's a moment where the presence pushes against your mind, and you hear you hear a voice in the back of your head that just says that snorts, and the voice just says, "Battle, glory."
Get out of my mind!
And you hear war drones. And a large war horn sounds in your mind. And you can feel the very core of yourself begin to almost vibrate as your attention is dragged just to the left of you. And looking over, you see a corpse slumped in the corner. Protruding from the corpse is the gnarliest looking sword you have ever seen. Like one of those ones you get from like a men's gift store. It's got skulls and spikes on it. The blade is like serrated on one side.
Treat your father this Father's Day.
Yeah, this Father's Day. The blade, from what you can gather, the blade looks like it's made of polished black steel. You reach out. It's the moment you clasp the handle. In your mind, you are sucked back. You are surrounded by enemies, foes, flying towards you. And before you even know what has happened, you look down and the sword is in your hand, and you are cleaving through these assailants as they jump towards you, just being torn apart like an episode of Berserk. You're just... And there's a moment where countless bodies lie around you on the battlefield. The ground itself is stained with their blood, and you look and see the sword and hold it up, and as you do, there is a light that just from the heavens, and as it slams into you, you feel yourself just filled with adrenaline and rage.
I have the power!
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, nice. Yeah, great, perfect. You know, a cat turns into a panther.
Gun battle cat!
Yeah. And just as you're about to leap onto your battle cat, you snap back into the room and the sword is in your hands.
That was weird.
Yeah, the rest of you get to the door and look, and you see two guys just walked over and picked up a sword.
Hey, nice sword.
Yeah, that's a good sword. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's massive. Requires 2 hands.
I'm going to name it Turbo Man.
Cool. As you and Turbo Man make your way to the door.
On the way out, I'm gonna say, Chunk, Dino is waiting for you up above in the festivities.
you see Chunks like, okay, and lifts himself up, and like for one moment looks around.
There he is.
Just takes his time. It's
Wait, he's doing that.
He's doing that. He gets up and looks around at the carnage around him, and he looks incredibly sad by what he sees. And you watch as he walks towards there's a large. You now notice that there were large symbols around the room, and he walks up and places his hand on one of the symbols, and you see him disappear.
Whoa.
And the symbol that he touched has a the symbol has a little resonant glow that fades. Now.
There you go.
Sweet. We've unlocked a fast travel waypoint.
Yeah, now you can open up the map and see that.
Press X.
Yeah.
Open the map.
Yeah. Sweet. You must gather your party before venturing forth. So you are at the door. Is there anything else you want to do in this room?
Well, I'll just cast a professional eye over the various pockets on the various limbs around the room.
There's a lot of stuff here. Like, you want to have a search? Like, looking at it, there's a lot of stuff.
Honestly, that's
One thing that catches your eye. One thing that catches your eyes, you see a mangled...
Sorry.
You right?
Yeah, I just did the Vivi voice.
It's fine. Right, you take your time. Looking down, you see the remains of a mangled torso. The torso itself, no limbs, No head, just the torso. Torso appears to be wearing incredibly well-made armour. And kind of also, on the remnants of the neck is a locket that looks surprisingly like the one that Ansira was given. It's a little silver feather.
I'll just take that and I'll put it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sweet. Yeah. So you've got a little locket as well.
All right.
Nice. Okie dokie. So, heading into the room?
We.
Yep. You're right, Mary? Is Mary doing anything?
No, she wants to advance and wants to find the biggest bully. She thinks she can find the biggest bully here, the biggest threat.
You thought that was going to be it, eh?
Oh, well, I knew that he was a good guy deep inside. You can't judge people by their appearances.
And that's beautiful.
All right?
You have a beautiful moment as you walk through the doors. And you walk through, this beautiful moment takes you into a room of absolute malevolence.
Oh, no.
And the rooms get worse and worse. The further we go, every door is open to worse malevolence.
It's like Danger, but fancy. So heading in, you see a series of stone platforms. And at the lowest platform, you see a number of humanoid figures kneeling.
Oh, no.
Alive or dead?
You're not sure.
Oh.
They appear to be wrapped in some sort of swirling yellow mist. The yellow mist encompasses them, but also trails off and leads to a central point where you see Cornelius Kegg standing with a large bowl in his hands, all the yellow mist swirling in front of him. But what's worse is behind him, you see a large, semi-formed shadow. The shadow itself has spikes, has long black tendrils that seem to float through the space, occasionally moving down and wrapping around Cornelius before uncoiling. And above Cornelius, you see a set of large red eyes that, at a glance, you imagine appear to be looking down at Cornelius. They don't appear to have noticed you yet. So what would you like to do?
Okay, so maybe some dwarves. Maybe some dwarves into some occultism. You know, honest mistake. You know, you adventure long enough, you assume the person with all the money is the problem, but sometimes it's the religious leader.
And sometimes that Venn diagram is a circle. Cool. So what are you all doing?
I'm gonna sit here and learn for a little bit. And for a moment of learning.
Sure.
I would like to sneak stealthily into the shadows.
Excellent. Cool. Make a stealth roll.
Yes, I would not like to sneak because I think I've got that at disadvantage, so I want to walk quietly.
Okay. I believe I can lead a group.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Now, Thorius has an ability where it's essentially like Pass Without a Trace, where he can guide a group moving with him to move in a way that makes them quieter.
Yeah, I'll stick with you, buddy.
Yeah, lead away.
Yeah. What are the exact points to it?
Find the exact right page.
One moment, caller. Cat. Quiet allies. Sweet. You and those allies can roll a single stealth check using the lowest modifier instead of rolling separately. So, who has the lowest stealth among you?
I've got it +8.
0.
0?
Plus 2.
Plus 2?
Plus 2.
Plus 2?
11.
11. Cool. So, what Thorius's ability does, it means it removes any of the circumstance penalties that I would apply to this for when you roll the stealth. So, who had the 0? You. So you roll a stealth roll, and that's the stealth roll for the entire group.
Oh, we believe in you.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh boy.
I'm honored to be a quiet ally.
Which is funny because I think you're the only one not wearing armor.
13. The luckiest of numbers.
13. Love it. Excellent. So, Thorius, you kind of take the time to kind of guide everyone as they move around.
Step where I step.
Step where you step.
Step by step.
Left hand green.
Day by day. No, that's
That's a niche joke now. Okay, sweet. Cool. Okay, so you are, as far as you know, you are stealth. And Sarah? Is there anything you would like to do?
I would love to. I have a thing called Hunt Prey.
Yes.
Hunt Prey?
Hunt Prey.
Oh, wait. Hunt Prey. It's a concentration. You designate a single creature as your prey and focus your attacks against them. But because I can do that, as a part of an action used Hunt Prey, you can attempt to check recall knowledge.
Yes.
About it. So I would like to recall knowledge about that big boy.
Yep, sweet. So roll a recall knowledge check. You get to add +2 to it.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Do I miss anything from that? Other than the 4?
Recall knowledge, it's a lore.
Oh, so that's... What? Oh, I can use it.
Hero point? You can use a hero point.
Yeah. We're gonna do it anyway.
Oh, way better. Okay,
yeah,
good.
Yeah, 12 plus 7, 22, and then plus 2, 24.
24. So this...
No, am I wrong?
12 plus 6 is 19.
Thank you.
21. 21, 24. The DC was 18. So
was it 35?
Well, that's good to know because in Pathfinder you can roll a critical success, which is if you get 10 higher than the DC. But because you didn't get 10 higher, it's still a success. So the information you get is as follows. Immediately you can see that this thing, whatever it is definitely infernal.
Okay.
Yep. It looks like something that is in the midst of being summoned.
Okay.
The creature itself, you gather it's probably not that easy to hit with normal weapons.
Okay.
But magic or enchanted items will do damage to it.
Fantastic.
And you're pretty certain that, it's pretty obvious that this ritual hasn't finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good chance that the creature's not entirely at its full strength.
Fantastic. I relay that to everybody.
Thank you, that's so informative.
We have to stop the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
By killing them?
Whoa, Maren!
I mean,
just sword out.
Am I wrong?
It does seem like they're doing something quite bad, you know.
Like a bully would, right? I have to
seems
justify it before I kill them. I don't kill someone innocent.
I whisper sideways out of my tankard, it looks like they have the intent to bully.
And my eyes go red. Oh, all right. Okay. I'm ready.
Right. So we'll all go on 3.
What?
Sweet. So, sorry, you're going to engage?
Aye.
Yeah? Excellent. Okay, so now we come to rolling for initiative. Now, the way initiative works in Pathfinder is you can decide to use any of your skills to add to your initiative roll. You just have to justify why and how you would use those skills.
Okay.
The classic would be stealth for you, because you're launching from the shadows. You could use performance or intimidation. Another classic is perception, to take a moment to scope out the best way to enter the attack. So it's up to you. What would you like to use?
I would like to use something like occultism or religion.
100%. Yeah, go for it.
Religion.
Yeah,
to see how they're subversing the name of Lupulus.
Yeah, so add a +8 to your roll.
+8. A whopping 13.
13. Okie dokie. All right, so, pardon me, as I just fall all over you. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Excellent. Okie dokie. So, yeah, cool. So, alrighty then. So they got 13. What did you get for yours?
13.
13. So 13 for Baraxis.
14 for me.
14 for Thorius. Mirren?
16 plus 11. I can't do quick.
16 plus 11.
Because I want to jump and like actually just charge and.
Oh, right on, yeah.
Oh, yeah, athletics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 27.
Like, Terminator style.
So 27 for Mirren. Brilliant.
I'm going to use performance.
Yep.
Because I'm going to stand up and go, it's me, Dorga, the fist. Looks like someone needs a fisting.
Cool, judging from the laughs, I'll give you that. Yeah.
18.
18, nice.
He's
18
a performer.
18 for Dorgar.
I wanted to climb a tree.
I
know there's no trees.
Then you can climb. There are things
I'll
to climb. Sure, go for it.
Acrobatics, 26.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. All right, 26. Okay, sorry, 26 for Ansira. Right on. So, as the group of you leap into action, you're running out of this, you're climbing up, you're bounding forward, you're studying it, trying to ask for guidance from religion. You just, hey there. yeah, you flex. There's the shadows, the shadows' tentacles kind of lift up as its red eyes flick up and notice the group of you. And as it does so, the tentacles of it fire out towards you. But, Mirren, you are the first up. You're fastest. As you're leaping up, the platform in front of you, there are 6, looks like townsfolk. They look to be bound and on their knees, surrounded by this mist, funneling towards Cornelius, who is on a platform in front of you. Behind him is the giant, shadowy haze demon.
Oh no, alright. He looks like he's definitely picking on the little ones. So my first bit is to raise my shield. So that I get my AC
So you get a
higher.
+2 to your AC?
Yeah. Second is I will attack with my longsword. So I draw my longsword and I just go for... Oh, who's a shadow? No, I'm going to go for Cornelius. Because he looks like he's the one who's summoning this shadow. And
Very
I don't
well.
know if shadow will make contact with my sword.
Yep. Right on, yeah, roll to attack.
8
plus
my sword. 11?
Yeah, 11 to hit, yeah. So yeah, 19.
19. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, 19. So it's not a critical success, but it is a success. You bound forward with your longsword, wham! Right into his chest, and as you do, as your sword sinks in, roll your damage.
1 plus 4. No? 1 plus?
Yeah, it's just 1d8.
Just 1 then.
Just 1? That's fine.
Just 1.
That's fine. No.
I don't have any pluses.
So yeah, you dart forward and your sword slams into his shoulder. As it does, you see, as he's been staring at the bowl, as your sword slams in, there's a moment where he looks at you in shock as blood like...
And I ask him, what are you doing, man? I thought you were the nice one.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's my last one.
Cool. Yeah. So Pathfinder, for those who don't know, instead of having actions, bonus actions, reactions, so on and so on, you have 3 actions to do a number of things. So, for instance, on that turn, Mirren used a move action. She used the raise the shield action, and she used an attack action. So that's all 3. Excellent turn. Nice. So as he realizes what's going on, he looks around wildly. And Sarah, you find things to climb on.
Fantastic. Cool. So I would love to use hunted shot.
Yep.
So you take 2 quick shots against the one you hunt, make 2 strikes against the creature.
So you can take 2 shots for 1 action.
Cool. Okay.
They still suffer the same multi-attack penalty.
Cool. I don't because I've used hunted prey.
No, it still says it.
No, sorry.
Penalty to each strike normally.
Oh yes, but I get. Where is it? You have. Oh no! What have I done? You ignore the penalty for making.
Disregard. It is ignored.
Way
to read your character sheet.
I can fly.
I can fly.
Wait, what do I do?
She can shoot.
She can shoot. Nat 20.
Okie dokie. So that is a critical success,
Fantastic.
which means you just roll your normal damage and then double everything,
Cool. Whoa.
even the modifier.
Cool.
Because you are carrying an enchanted bow, you do an extra D6.
So 6 is a D8 plus So that's a 6 plus 2. That's an 8, and then that double that 16.
Yep, 16.
Yeah.
So as you line it up and you feel your honed senses track this creature, as you pull the drawstring, the arrow that you've knocked suddenly sparks with electricity as a lightning bolt slams into this shadow. You assume it would go through, but as it hits, lightning racks across its entire form. That's your first shot.
Yeah, then my second is 17.
17 hits. Because your bow is like a plus.
Yes,
9.
up here.
Probably plus 10 because that's a magical. So plus 10, so that's
27.
27.
Oh my god.
It's AC, not quite 10 above. So that's not a critical success. It's still a hit though.
Cool, fantastic. So that'll be 7 plus 6. 13.
Okay.
Do you think that's why?
So total that was.
Thorius to breathe in so long as he's like.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
That's definitely why. Excellent use of that skill, Ansero. Lovely. Right on. Yeah, cool. That's one action. You've still got 2 more actions.
Oh, please.
You can shoot and shoot again.
I would love to shoot again.
Okay, so your next shot is at a -4.
Okay, cool.
So that's a natural 1. So you draw with such strength that as the lightning forms on the bolt on the arrow, it shatters in your hands. The bow is fine.
Okay.
You do have a hero point. Thank you for reminding me.
Hero point.
Okay, gonna use your hero point. Yeah. That doesn't happen.
God, that's a 19.
29. That is another critical success.
So 6 plus 2, 8, 16.
16. Jesus. Oh, look at that. It's got 300 hit points. Oh no. So again, you're like, just your elven rage, thinking back to your farm being destroyed by monsters.
Yeah.
The lightning, bang, racks across it again. This time it looks like it reels back and it looks like it's screaming, but you can't hear anything. Sweet. You have one more. You have one more action.
Is this at minus?
This will be -9.
-9.
I'll do it again.
I mean, you have like what, a plus 11. 15 plus your.
So
plus your.
25.
Yeah, so 25 minus 9.
9, so 16.
16. Ooh, not quite.
Good try.
So you try your hardest, but as it's reeling back, silently screaming, the arrow sails past it.
It's fine.
Okay, cool. Great turn, by the way.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Dorgar. That is now
me.
your turn. Yes, that is you. Dorgar the Fist.
I have 2 hatchets.
You do.
And I draw them both. And I do like Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And I say, I've got to ask you a question. I'm going to throw them at Cornelius.
Nice. Now, are you raging?
Oh, wait. And then I rage. I say, normally I'm a gladiator. Now, you've made me a mediator.
So as you do so, the hatchets, part of the spiritual nature of your rage, the hatchets are engulfed in white flame as you... Nice, so yeah, first one, go for it.
Okay. There they are. It's Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, so as Thelma flies through the air.
Yes. Okay. 9 plus 9.
Plus your rage.
Plus my rage. Plus my rage.
Is rage just damage?
What?
Rage is just damage, not to hit. Sorry, so it's what, 9 plus 9?
9 plus 18.
18? That is its armor class. Wha-bam! It slams into it.
Okay, 1d6. 3 plus 2 for my rage.
Yep, that hits it. Yeah, roll for the next one.
Louise,
which will be
-4.
Yes.
Louise.
Oh no! 5 minus 4 is 1, plus 9 is 10.
No! So Thelma...
Louise!
Yeah. Matt, you have a hero point.
I'll use my hero point.
Someone shouted it, right? I wasn't hearing that? Yeah, okay. You're
Oh, far out.
yeah, you have to use that roll too.
Okay, 8 minus 4 is 4, plus
9.
9 is 13.
No!
No!
So Thelma flies true. Louise goes off on a journey, off the cliff. Really, just to the other end of the room.
Okay, I'm gonna draw the sword that I found.
Yep. As you draw it, you hear again the
Yeah.
war drums in your ears.
Yeah! And it's gonna run.
Yep.
Run
Excellent.
towards Cornelius.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, you start running towards him. That's your third action. Yeah. Excellent, Dorgar. Nice. It is now Thorius' turn. The creature rolled really low, so it's at the bottom of the turn order.
Wow. Nice.
But it's real mad, guys. So
All right, so that means I get sneak attack on it.
yes, because you are moving before it in the initiative order.
All right, I take out my icicle wand and I make a wee icicle ramp for myself.
Yeah.
And I just
froze on your way in there.
slide along towards it. I flip the wand around, use it as a dagger, and stab it in the back.
Yeah, perfect. Love it as you sail around.
All right, 23.
23. You also become
25.
25 because it's flat-footed. It's flat. No,
Don't worry about it.
it's because
You can't join the army anymore.
because of the way some things work, it's flat-footed, which means it's not quite ready to defend itself. Thus, its armor class is reduced by 2 for Thorius, which means your attack is a critical success.
Oh, yeah.
All right, a big 1d4.
Yeah.
That's 3 plus 1, 4, 8.
8.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. So you're like
Ice damage.
wha-bang, and you dig it in. There's a moment where as it sinks into the shadow, the wand goes through the shadow, and so does your hand. And there's a moment where your hand feels incredibly cold before you pull it back out, and there's a. You still have the wand though, which is good.
All right, with my next, I want the necklace that I'm wearing.
Yes.
Do I get
looking down at it now? After you reel back, you catch a glimpse of it. The pendant itself is starting to glow, really, really brightly.
I grab it with my other hand and I just jam it inside.
Oh, okay.
Come on, magic, do your best.
So, I won't get you to roll to hit. The creature's going to make a save.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So, it rolled a 19. No, that's okay. So, that save becomes the DC that you need to hit. So, roll an attack.
So many hero points.
Can I help him?
On your turn, you can.
Okay. All right. So, it's going to be a plus 9 my attack?
Yep, it's a normal attack.
Okay. Oh, 7.
7.
Hero point.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. 15 plus 9, 24.
24. That beats it. Okay, so as you at first your fist kind of meets and sinks into the shadow, and you can feel your hand beginning to freeze and get frostbite. And you try to concentrate on the warmth within the amulet in your hand, and you feel it start to pulse through your arm. The frostbite, the chill disappears. There's another pulse. Can you please roll 5d8s?
Oh, come on, give me a D8. You have so many. Here you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
10, 23, 25.
Cool. 23. So there's a moment where the pulsing goes faster and faster and faster before suddenly it just... There's a shockwave of white light that bursts from your hand, And as it does, you can see it starts to scour away parts of the shadow. And as it does so, you suddenly, all of you hear in your minds a horrific screech of just like, as the shadow gets burned away by the light of this pendant. Looking down at your arm, it's horrifically burned.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to take some time to heal. If you try to attack with that arm, you're going to have not a disadvantage, but you'll get a -2 to attacks.
With my remaining action, I would like to take a very deep breath.
Yep. Nice.
I say, Thorius, nice fisting.
Excellent. For acknowledgement of the fisting and good fisting, you can both have a hero point. So, since the haze demon didn't even get a turn, as it burns away, the scream in your ears gets louder and louder and louder, and then suddenly cuts off as the last remaining wisps of the shadow are burnt away. You look around, your ears ringing from the scream, and see that Cornelius, with an axe in him, and also Merrin's sword, drops to a knee, and the bowl clatters to the ground. The mist that was in the bowl and around the 6 townsfolk dissipates. And you watch as Cornelius, not even looking at the group of you, wrenches himself from your sword and starts scrabbling past you towards one of the villages. And you see him dive as the 6 townfolk fall flat on the ground. He slides in and catches what looks like a young dwarven woman in his arms. And you see him look. He's like, "Wake, my child! No!" He looks just focused on the girl. As you see him there, realizing what has happened to the corpse in his arms. You start to feel more tremors. But instead of the floor beneath you descending, large chunks of the roof. This room starts caving in around you. The door you came in on is obliterated. You look to Cornelius, who is completely oblivious to what's going on. The once jovial leader, brewmaster of the Lupulus Temple, is now just a broken, sad, bereaved father. And there are chunks of the roof fall near you. Can I have everybody make a reflex save to avoid large falling chunks of ceiling?
Reflex save.
21, 22.
15.
Excellent.
Oh.
Nice. 17. Cool. Everyone's fine.
12.
Yep, great. No, the DC was 10. It's all good. Yeah. So as the room starts falling down, I apologize. I realize this may be quite traumatic for some people, so we'll just skip past it. Shit's falling. You look around and you see just beyond where the haze demon was, behind you, looks to be an open archway, and you can see just the faintest bit of light. The room keeps.
Okay, we're gonna run.
Yeah. So you.
Are the other people, other townsfolk?
At a quick glance, they're all dead. Their skin is desiccated and sunken. They look like absolute husks.
Get to the light!
So as you run through this entryway, whoever casts a glance behind you, all you see is the hunched form of Cornelius as pieces of rubble fall and obscure him from your sight. As the temple falls into ruin behind you, you find yourself in a large hallway, and you start running. As you do, more pieces of the hallway fall in behind you. And there are moments where, because of the pace that you're running too late, you realize that there are runes on the floor and on the wall that start to light up as darts start flying towards you. Chunks of the floor fall away. You rolled high enough on your reflex save, so you're fine. And just as you think you're getting near the end of it, you look behind you as a large boulder Can I have everyone make one final reflex save as you run?
14.
14.
17.
23.
23? 17?
21.
21?
10.
10. So there's a moment where you all run, and at the last moment you see the entryway, the lights, you realise this passageway leads to a much more open, more well-lit space. And as you all of you charge forward, there's a moment where a burst of air and debris shunts you forward. Baraxis, you get slammed in the back by just a chunk of rock, and you take another 5 points of damage. You'll be fine. So Dorgar and Sarah, Thorius, Mirren, you run forward, and through the dust and the mist, kind of look and see where you are. Baraxis, you are face down, like.
Spilled my beer.
You look up, like, so worried about your beer. But as you look, you realise, for some reason, the tankard you were given never spills a drop.
Wow.
No matter which way you turn it.
Whoa.
Wow. Also, you can never drink it, so yeah. So, as Baraxis realises just how truly wonderful his mug is, the rest of you look around, and while you have escaped the dungeons of Dankness, you realise you have not escaped into freedom. You stand atop the steps leading down into a much larger cavern.
What?
About 100 feet in front of you is a tall, angular edifice. At first it looks like possibly stalagmite. Stalagmite. But upon closer inspection you notice windows, doorways, and stone steps etched into the side of it. You can see beyond it the remnants of a large, almost underground city. You see dwellings, you see, it looks like roads and streets in this incredibly cavernous space. And as you turn and look behind you at what was the Dungeon of Dankness, you have a much larger task ahead of you. For now, you must escape from the Temple of Haze. And that is the end of this adventure. Thank you very much for joining us. The adventure itself is much longer and much more obtuse. So I took little snappy bits and pieces so we could all get a flavour of what the adventure is about. But you've all got spoilers now, so keep that under your hats. But yes, thank you so much for coming. The adventure itself will be available via Garage Project. They're hosting it on their websites. Feel free to run it with your friends. Feel free to make it way better. I know a lot of stuff about Pathfinder, but I don't know everything. And the joy of homebrewing stuff like this, as with homebrewing beer, is that you get to make it the exact flavour that you want. So, thank you to these wonderful, wonderful players for joining. And thank you so much, Brendon, for inviting me. Brendon was going to run this. And then Brendon suggested it might be cool if I came to run it. And that's really, really generous, and I really value that because I've always wanted to come and hang with you all and be part of something like this because what you do is really, really great. So thank you, everyone, for having me. Thank you for coming. And that's the end of the show. I'm pretty sure there's more beers out there that you can buy and more good times to be had. So
just a couple of quick things before we finish. So Dungeons and Comedians, we have another show in 2 weeks. Our regular adventurers will be back on the 17th. So please come along there for sheer luck. D&D Murder Mystery. Yeah, amazing, right? And also our amazing Pictomancer, Andrew Kepple. You saw his illustrations, you saw his live animations of the jump as it went along. If you would like to support Andrew in the projects that he's working on, he is making an animated series. So you can go to his Patreon, which is Here it is, yes, patreon.com/too-much-spare-time. Go along, have a look at the videos he's already made. It's incredible. Alan, is there anything you would like to plug?
For anyone who knows anyone, we're doing an Auckland show and a Wellington show. It's the same kind of deal. But I think they're all sold out.
They're all sold out.
So disregard. Yeah, thanks very much. This was super cool. Watch cool movies about drug-addled ursines.
All right, a big round of applause for James on the lights. And our amazing performers, Reylene, Krystal,